Good morning all of you. Welcome back to our course Database Management System. So our today's topic is Structure Query Language. So we'll discuss from very basic what is SQL. SQL stands for Structure Query Language. SQL is a language which is used to perform various operations on the database. It was invented in the year of 1970 at IBM. Initially, when it was invented, it was not a standard, but later on it was standardized by ANSI in the year of 1986. And it's a standard language which allowed to perform three basic operations: insert, update and delete. It's not a case sensitive language. That means you can write your SQL query in small letter, capital letter or combination of both. Previously the SQL called as a SQL, Structure English Query Language, but later on it is renamed as SQL, Structure Query Language. Now next one is, what are the features of SQL? There are various features of SQL are there. Very first is high performance, then high availability. SQL is used with all relational databases such as MySQL, SQL Server and Oracle and so on. Then it is very much flexible to write a query. Then it supports transaction. In case of SQL, we have one category called as a transaction control language, which allows us to perform various operations, and for smooth execution of a transaction various commands are there. Then high security is there. SQL allows us to have security on the database by using a category of command called as a DCL, Data Control Language, which involves two commands, grant and revoke, by which we can control the access of user to many objects in the database. Then comprehensive application development. SQL allows us many programmer to write a program which can access a database. Management is, you can easily manage it. And last one is open source. SQL is open source. Then classification of SQL. Basically SQL is classified into four major categories, that is DDL, DML, DCL and TCL. One more category is there, that is DQL, Data Query Language, but it consists of one command select, which I have added into a category called as a DML. So one by one we'll discuss all these category. Very first is DDL command. DDL stands for Data Definition Language. It involves a command which deals with the structure of a database object. Now what are the objects in the database? Your table is considered as one object, view is there, materialized view is there, trigger is there, constraint is there. All these are treated as a object. So whenever you are dealing with the structure, you need to use a DDL command. So very first DDL command is create. Create is a command which is used to create a new table into a database. So what syntax you need to follow? Create table, table name. In bracket you need to specify attribute name along with its data type. Suppose I want to create one table called as a student. So how can I do this? Create table student, in bracket roll number, comma name, varchar 2 of 10, comma branch, varchar 2 of 10. So this is how I can create a table student. Now the next command is drop command. Drop command allows us to remove the table along with its data from the database. So what is the syntax? Drop table, table name. So suppose I want to drop a table student. How can I do this? Drop table student. Now the next command is truncate command. So how the truncate command is different from drop? Truncate command is used to remove all the data from the table, but empty table remains as it is. In case of a drop, data as well as structure both gets deleted, but in truncate only the data from the table gets deleted, but empty table remains as it is. So what is the syntax? Truncate table, table name. Now the next command is rename command. Suppose I want to change the name of the table. Then how can I do this? I can do this with the help of rename command. Its syntax is rename old table name to new table name. For example, I want to change the name of the table student from student to student1. How can I do this? Rename student to student1. The next command is alter command. What is the use of alter command? Alter command is used to perform 4 operations on the table. So what are the 4 operations? Addition of new column into a table, deletion of existing column from the table, and then changing the name of particular column from the table, or changing the data type of a column. These 4 things we can do with the help of alter. So what is the syntax? Alter table, table name, add column name and its data type. So here we can see example. Suppose I need to add a new column called as a CT into a table bank. How can I do this? Alter table bank, add CT, its data type is varchar 2 of 10. By using this command I can add a new column CT into a table. But suppose I want to add more than one column at a time. How can I do this? I can do this by using this alter table bank, add in bracket CT varchar 2 of 10 comma address varchar 2 of 10. So by using it I have added 2 columns into a table bank as CT and address. Now suppose I want to drop a column. I want to drop a column CT and address from the table bank. How can I do this? Suppose I need to drop only one column, then how can I do? Alter table bank, drop column CT. This will remove the CT column from the table bank. But suppose I need to remove both the columns at the same time, then I can do this by using this alter table bank, drop CT comma address. Now the next is how can I modify the data type. So initially when CT column was created, its size is 10. But suppose now I want to increase the size from 10 to 20. How can I do this? So simple thing is there, alter table bank, modify CT varchar 2 of 20. So here I increase the size of CT from 10 to 20. Then last operation, suppose I want to change the name of column bal to balance. How can I do this? Alter table bank, rename column bal to balance. Bal is a previous name and balance is a new name. So this is a category of DDL. Now the next category is a DML category. DML stands for data manipulation language. What is the difference between DDL and DML? DDL allows us to modify the structure of object, whereas DML allows us to perform operation on the data present in the table. So what are the different categories are there? So what are the different commands are there? First command is insert into command. Suppose I want to add data into a table. Suppose I have created a table student. Now I want to add a data. So how can I do this? By using insert into command. What syntax you need to follow? Insert into table name. In bracket you need to specify column name, values, and here you need to provide actual values. So for example, insert into student, 3 columns are there, roll number, name and branch. Then here I have specified the value. 1 is roll number, A is name and branch is CSE. Here you need to provide character data in single quote. Another variation for insert into is insert into student values. Directly I can specify the value instead of specifying the column name, but I recommend to use this first case, not a second case, because first case is faster than second and you will not face any kind of problem. So I recommend to use first way of inserting a data into a table, but still you should know what is another way to add data into a table. Now the next command is update command. Update command allows us to modify the data present in the table. So what syntax you need to follow? Update table name, set column name equals to new value, where you need to provide a condition. Suppose I want to change the name of student from Raj to A. So how can I do this? Update student, set name equals to new name A, where roll number equals to 1. That means I want to change the name of student whose roll number is 1. So initially its name is A, now name is Raj. I want to change it to what? I need to change it to A. How can I do this? Update student, set name equals to A, where roll number equals to 1. The next command is delete command. It is used to delete a row from the table. So what is the syntax? Delete from table name, where you need to specify the condition. Okay, suppose I need to delete a row for the student whose roll number is 1. So how can I specify? Delete from student where roll number equals to 1. Now here it is important to understand what is the difference between truncate and delete. Truncate command can be used to remove all the row at the same time. Okay, but by using delete command you can remove few rows from the table which satisfy the condition. Suppose in my table 10 rows are there, and in that case you use truncate command, then it will remove all the 10 rows. But suppose I need to remove only 2 rows, then I can do this with the help of delete command. Suppose here I am not going to specify condition, then it also remove all the rows from the table. So in case of a delete, specification of condition is very important. The row which match with that condition, that row gets deleted with the help of delete command. Now the last command in the DML category is a select. It is used to extract the data from the table. See, sometimes you may find select command is present in the category of DQL, data query language, but sometimes you may find it in DML also. What is the use of select command? It is used to fetch the data from the table. What is the syntax? Select column name from table name. Suppose I need to fetch all the data from the student table. How can I do this? Select star from student. Here star is representing all the attributes of the table, but suppose I need to fetch only roll number of the student. How can I write this? Select roll number from student. So this is DML category. Now the third category is a DCL. DCL stands for data control language. Before this we discussed one feature of SQL, that SQL provides a security. How SQL provides a security? So security is provided by using this particular category of command called as a DCL, data control language. DCL deals with the permissions, and it control the various objects of the database in it control the various objects in database. So it involves two commands, one is a grant and second one is revoke. So basically I can say that by using DCL command you can control the access of user to various objects present in the database. Now first one is a grant. Grant is used to assign privilege to the user. Grant command is used to assign a privilege to the user. For example, I want to assign privilege to user to create a table. How can I do this? First we discuss syntax. Grant privilege to username. So different privileges are there. Create table, create materialize view, creates materialize views there, create views there. So there are a number of privileges are there. So example, grant create table to Ram. Suppose Ram is one of the user to which I want to give a privilege of table creation. How can I do this? Grant create table to Ram. Exactly opposite to grant there is a revoke command. By using grant command we allow privilege to user. Now suppose I want to take out the privilege from the user, so for that purpose I need to use revoke command. It is used to take back permission from any user. So just now we have seen we have assigned a privilege of table creation. Now I want to take it from Ram. How can I do this? Revoke privilege from username. So example, revoke create table from Ram. That means by using it I can remove the privilege from the user. So DCL command is very much important as far as security is concerned. Now the last category of command is TCL, transaction control language. SQL supports transaction by using this category of command TCL. So it involves three commands: commit, rollback and save point. Commit command is used for saving purpose. Whenever we are adding a new rows into a table, it is recommended to use commit. Commit allows us to save the data properly into a table. Similarly, in case of transaction, whatever the change made by transaction you want to save, in that case you need to use a commit command. So in short, you need to remember, suppose you want to save your data properly, you need to use commit command. Then next command is rollback. It roll back a transaction in case of any error. So simple syntax is rollback to save point. See, rollback and save point, these two commands are used in combination. So first of all, we understand syntax. Save point, it is used to set a save point within a transaction, and its syntax is save point, and here you need to specify the save point name. Now I will tell you what is the use of rollback and save point. Generally, rollback and save point is used to get recover. Suppose it's just like a undo command. Suppose I made any kind of change and I want to cancel that change. How can I do this? By using simple undo in case of a word. But suppose in case of a database, suppose I made certain kind of changes, I want to cancel that changes. How can I do this? This thing is possible with the help of rollback command. But I need to roll back up to which point? Because to that particular object, n number of user have made n number of changes. Now I want to cancel the changes, but up to what level I need to cancel that changes? So that will be decided by the save point. So again, I can give example of a Windows. In case of a Windows, you can set a save point. For example, on 1st August, I have set the checkpoint. Save point, and then after that on the 5th of August there was a failure in my database. So in that case, I can recover my database up to save point, which I set on 1st of August. So in the same way, I have made some changes. I have set a save point A, then I made some changes into a table, and after that I want to cancel these changes. So how can I do this? By using rollback. So what I will write? Rollback to A. That means after save point, whatever the changes that I have made, I can cancel this by using this rollback command. That's why I told you rollback and save point works in combination. So I hope you understand what is SQL, what are the features of SQL, and how SQL is being classified along with their syntax and example. Thank you.